Shalom. First and foremost, I would like to start off by giving all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Rachakwadash, Ka Halayim La, Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Rachakwadash. All praises to Yahweh in the name Yahweh Shai, in the name of the Holy Spirit. Double honors unto the apostles and elders of Great Millstone that rule well and teach well. Peace and blessings to the elect of Israel. Shalom and a Baba Ball. Back at it again with another lesson through the spirit and power of Yahweh, Bashem Yahweh Shai. All right. Lord willing, this lesson is edifying. All right. I'm the brother Ottawa from the GMS West Palm Beach camp. Okay. And the brother sent this video in the chat. Salakia, brother sent this video in the chat. I believe last week. You know, we acknowledged it. Okay, we moved forward, but now moving on to this week, I believe this article came out yesterday. You have some more quote unquote anti-Shem propaganda going on. All right, so through the spirit, I personally believe they're trying to frame us. I believe they're trying to set us up, because best believe they hate us down there. But hey, the water y'all about to smell shine. That's what they're supposed to, man. Okay, it's funny because the camp split up through the spirit. All right, Yahweh Shai had a setup where the camp split. And so we was teaching on the other side, and they were like, "Are you?" One dude asked us, he said, "Are you the same as those guys over there?" You know, because the brothers, they teach diagonally across the street from us. And we was like, "Yeah," you know. And then the dude was like, "They're a little more harsh over there," you know. And we was like, "Shit, we on the same type of time." Okay? And it ain't about being harsh, this is about the truth, man. Cry aloud, spare not. Isaiah 58:1. Amos 5:10, it says, "They hate him that rebuketh in the gate, and they abhor him that speaketh uprightly." And that's what it is, man. They hate us, man. All right? And Esau, he wants to get us out of his city. So what's the best way he'll do it? All right? He has to be a devil about it, man. So I'm going to go and play the one from last week.
Off right with a new Honda from Delray Honda,
where we've got the 20.
Call him Ashmashai 144 on the numbers, man. That's the spirit, bro. Call him Ashmashai. All right. So let's get into it.
All right. Mike Jackals, JACHLES, West Palm Beach Police Department. Saturday night around 9:30, West Palm Beach Police Department's communication center started receiving calls from people that reported seeing a swastika projected on the AT&T building downtown. So we dispatched officers. What they found when they got there is they had to find the source of the projection, where it was coming from. So they were able to determine that it was being projected from a parking garage, a public parking garage. They did find the people that were doing this. They were not cooperative. They were using a truck, like a rented truck, a projector, and a generator to cast this image, this hateful image, on the AT&T building so it could be seen by people that were out and about. Again, they were not cooperative with our officers. What we have done is we have begun an investigation. Our intelligence unit is conducting this, and we're working with other agencies. We know that there was another case to the south. This appears to be connected. These are the same people that keep doing this, spreading this kind of hateful messaging. You know, this is a welcoming, this is a diverse city, but we have no place for that, and we don't welcome then those types of messages in the city. So it is an ongoing investigation. At this point, there are no charges that have been filed, but you know, we are conferring with the state attorney and see where that investigation goes.
Did they continue to project the image when you guys showed up, or did they cease?
They were packing up. They were not cooperative. I don't think us showing up had anything to do with their timeline. You know, they were on public property. Whether you endorse the message or not, you know, we have to enforce the law. So we're looking at what, if any, laws were broken, and we'll confer with the state attorney's office and continue the investigation. But again, there's no place for anything hateful like this in our city, in our state, even in our country.
That might be connected with a bigger group,
Yeah.
think?
These are the same, appear to be the same group that did this down south in the county, and they routinely make visits, spreading these hateful messages in various manners. But you know, we will do whatever we need to do within the law to make sure that this doesn't continue.
Is this being investigated as a hate crime? Or too early to tell?
Well, to clarify a hate crime, there has to be a crime committed, and if there's elements of a hate crime, that is an added upgrade to it. So when you say hate crime, there's no hate crime charge that stands alone. So was there a vandalism? Did they leave things? Did they do anything criminal otherwise that would allow us to utilize that hate crime statute? So we have to enforce the law. We have to go by the book, whether we like it or not, you know? So all we can do at this point is continue the investigation. Our intelligence unit has been in communication with other agencies, and you know, we will confer with the state attorney to see what other options we have to pursue.
How many people? You said there was a group.
There were at least 2 people that were at the parking garage that were projecting this image using a generator and a projector onto the AT&T building. They were not cooperative. They were wearing masks. They had masks on, masks off at one point, but you know, there's no, regardless, you know, there's no place for this in our community. West Palm Beach is a diverse, welcoming city, and we have no tolerance for anybody that's going to try and spread hate in our city.
Did they make any explanation? Did they make any comments?
They didn't cooperate.
Now, does this fall under vandalism by chance? Or no?
Nothing was vandalized per se. They were in a public parking garage, and nothing was vandalized. There was no damage. If they had broken in somewhere, or there was, you know, they're pretty adept at what they're doing. You know, they may be trying to skirt the law, but I can say that if we find the law has been broken, we will hold those people accountable.
And you said that this was connected to something, to another incident that happened south.
These apparently were the same people that were spreading pamphlets in other areas of the county.
That happened over the weekend.
Yes.
You said they were wearing masks. Surgical masks or full face masks?
I believe it was a ski mask. I haven't seen the video. I saw images from the projector that they were shooting onto the building. It's very offensive, regardless of what religion or what you believe. You know, especially on today, on Martin Luther King Day, that we're addressing this hate. How many years later? It's just, you know, it's sickening.
What was the approximate time that they started?
This was around 9:30. They were there for about a half an hour on Saturday night. So it happened sometime between, I'd say between 9 and 10 o'clock. They were in the parking garage. They set up their projector, projected the images onto the AT&T building, and then packed up and left. Our officers did respond. They did make contact with them, but these people were very uncooperative.
Are they local? Can you tell me if they're local, their age?
I don't have that information.
No, I got here a little late.
Yep.
Can you tell me, like, what's happening now? What's next?
What's next is the West Palm Beach Police Department's intelligence unit is going to confer with the state attorney's office to see what options we have to pursue in terms of laws that were broken. All right.
So are they being held here in
They're
Northwest
not arrested. They're not
They're not
detained. Nope.
What's your word to someone who's out and about? Maybe they see this happen. They really shouldn't try to stop it themselves, right?
Certainly, if you see something like this, you should call the local authorities. If you see something like this, you should call your local authorities and report it. We will investigate it, and if there's a crime that's been committed, we'll hold those offenders accountable.
All right, so
So
that
one
was
of the
the
horses racing's biggest events.
that was the
Pegasus-
link right there. Okay, so here it is. It says police are investigating anti-shem display that 2 people projected on a building in West Palm Beach over the weekend. All right, here it is, another little video. And you know, through the spirit, man, like the Apostle Tahar said, which I believe Apostle Tahar said this, okay, everything is a psyop.
Being a human
man.
is hard, especially if you're a
Okay.
woman who's also
Everything
having
is
trouble
really
doing that
just, you know,
totally normal thing all humans do.
Oh, you mean pooping?
Salakia.
Let's just say Garden of Life's doctor-formulated women's probiotics contain 40 billion probiotics that help your
even
digestion,
let
so
you
you can
skip
be a
this
more
thing.
regular human.
You should just say poop.
I think everyone knows that women poop.
I love
All right.
pooping.
World
Salakia.
Cup Invitational Stakes is now just days away.
Yeah, the South Florida race draws some of the biggest names in the sport, including a legendary
Cue him.
Okay, but here are some pictures. I'm gonna show some pictures. So this is what they were doing. What does this say? This one says what? Anti-Semitic. They probably, you know, had a hologram, anti-Semitic or anti-Semitism, something of that nature. All right. So this is what they had on the building, you know. Okay. And really, this is just Amalek's end. This is Esau Edom's end. So really, the Lord is just setting up occasion against these devils, man. Okay. And the Lord put the spirit on some people who would do some stuff like this. But at the same time,
right now, the West Palm Beach Police Department is investigating an anti-Semitic.
you got to understand that this is also twofold, too, because they could use this as ammo against us, even though we had nothing to do with it. They could use this against us to try to say that we did it, man, to you know, help further fulfill prophecy of persecution, really, to call it straight.
display that they say two people projected on a building in downtown over the weekend.
Police actually.
And see, imagine if these were so-called Hebrew Israelites who did this, right? Well, not so-called, Salakia. Imagine if these were Hebrew Israelites who did this, right? You know, imagine they had fringes on. Imagine they, you know, had the staffs and, you know what I'm saying all this, you know, imagine they would have hemmed them dudes up, throwing them under the jail, okay? But the fact that probably Esau did it, they let him go. All right, now I don't know who did it for sure. Could have been Jake, could have been Esau. Regardless of the fact, though, is that it's kind of sketchy how they didn't snatch them dudes up. Okay, now, yes, they said they didn't break any laws. So it's just like, you know, clearly these dudes, they understand what they're getting into, like the officer said. But hey, they could just be agent provocateurs, man, doing this, trying to frame us. Okay, because they know that we hit the streets week in and week out through the spirit of power, Yahweh Shemashai. And the cops, they know about us, man. All right. And, you know, the cops don't really give us any problems through the spirit. You know, that's just the way the Lord has it set up right now because our hour isn't yet come. But the time going to come where they're going to try to snatch brothers up, man. And that's scriptural. Okay. Matter of fact, let's get the scripture on it. That's why Yahweh Shai said we got to be wise as serpents, harmless as doves, man. Matthew chapter 10, verse 16. Behold, I send you forth as sheep in the midst of wolves. Be ye therefore wise as serpents and harmless as doves. That's right. So we got to move with wisdom. So to do something like that is not wisdom, man. It says, but beware of men, for they will deliver you up to the councils, and they will scourge you in their synagogues. That's right. Deliver you up to the councils. Right? And he says, and ye shall be brought before governors and kings for my sake, for a testimony against them and the Gentiles. But when they deliver you up, take no thought how or what ye shall speak, for it shall be given you in that same hour what ye shall speak. For it is not ye that speak, but the Spirit of your Father which speaketh in you. That's right, man. So they're going to persecute the men of Yahweh Bashmal Shai, and the Lord's going to give them a mouth that their adversaries cannot gainsay nor resist. What's a perfect example of that? What happened with Stephen in Acts the 7th chapter. Okay, also Acts the 6th chapter. Luke 21 and 15, it says, for I will give you a mouth and wisdom which all your adversaries shall not be able to gainsay nor resist. And ye shall be betrayed by both parents and brethren and kinsfolk and friends. And some of you shall they cause to be put to death. And ye shall be hated of all men for my name's sake. You see, but there shall not a hair of your head perish, man. And your patience possess your souls, man. You see, so through the Spirit, we're going to be betrayed. People are going to sell us out. Our own family members might sell us out to Esau on that day. Friends, kinsfolk, brethren, people who you call brothers and sisters, right? And we're going to be hated by everybody in the world. Damn near. It says, but there shall not a hair of your head perish. Why? Because Yahweh Shemashai, he's going to be with his elect, man. All right? And his elect is going to be covered from the true destruction, which is those thermonuclear missiles, man. You know? Some of us might get put to death for this truth. Okay? But the Lord going to be with us, man. We be part of that elect number. Okay?
Just speaking with us moments ago about this investigation, CBS 12's Luli Ortiz joins us live outside the police department with what we know right now.
Yeah, we just heard from West Palm Beach police for the first time since this incident occurred over the weekend and whether any charges would be filed. Now, this is what we know right now. They say this happened this past Saturday at around 9:30 p.m. Police say that two individuals in masks in a rental truck used a projector to reveal a swastika and other hateful messages onto the AT&T building located off Gardenia Street. A CBS 12 News viewer who wishes to remain anonymous shared video of the display with us. Police went on to say that those individuals set up in a parking garage, a public parking garage across the street. Investigators began getting calls from people in our area about the hateful display, and they believe the message was up for about 30 minutes. Right now, authorities say they will get to the bottom of this. Take a listen.
There's no place for this in our community. West Palm Beach is a diverse,
and we heard that part already.
City, and we have no tolerance for
the individual within the
anybody that's going to try and spread hate in our city.
And the West Palm Beach police spokesperson, Mike Jackals, who you just heard from, adds that the individuals packed up once police got there. Police saying that they believe they know who is responsible, but they're not cooperating. So far, no arrests have been made. The intelligence unit within the department is investigating. And tonight, police also telling us that they are talking to the state attorney's office right now to see whether the individuals broke any laws.
Yep, so that's the point on that one right there. So now, that was last week, right? Then you have what's coming up right now, which happened, I guess this article was updated yesterday, January 22nd, 2023. So a week later, they're back on the same type of time. Okay? So this is just, at this point, it's a pattern. So what's the next thing they're going to do? They're going to try to pin it on us, man. You know, I speak as a man, okay? Maybe they won't, maybe they will. But at the end of the day, you know, we have to be vigilant of these things, man, because you know, we preach that Esau Edom is going down through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shemashai, because that's what the scriptures say. All right. Amalek too. Okay. And so, you know, Amalek's at his end. So Yahweh Shemashai is fanning them fanners on Babylon, man. All right. So I'm going to go ahead and just play the clip. You know, anti-Sem propaganda wood chips found on vehicles at Palm Beach County Sheriff's Office headquarters, man. All right, this is a picture of it. In the meantime, while it's loading up, it says West Palm Beach, Florida, anti-Shem propaganda and wood chips were discovered Sunday morning in the employee parking lot at Palm Beach County Sheriff's Office headquarters. A spokeswoman told. And you see, it's through the spirit, because those are the days that we go out to camp on Sundays. So, hey, everything's a psyop. I wouldn't be surprised they try to pin this on us through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shemashai, but at the end of the day, the Lord going to be with us, man. All right? And we had nothing to do with it. So, what can you really say? But the scriptures speak about how they're going to false accuse us. They're going to slander us. They're going to persecute us. So, it is what it is. It's all through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shemashai. Okay? This is what they would do to the true prophets, man. Okay? Sheriff spokeswoman Terry Barbara said someone left an anti-Shem propaganda in small bags filled with an unknown substance, later determined to be wood chips, on more than a few vehicles in an employee parking lot. That prompted calls to the bomb squad and Palm Beach County Fire Rescue Hazardous Materials teams to test the substance. Hazardous material teams from Palm Beach County Fire Rescue can be seen outside of Palm Beach County Sheriff's Office headquarters, January 22nd, 2023, in West Palm Beach, Florida. And you know what's funny? I believe right around this time, we was hearing those sirens go off in the background. You know, while the brother was talking about Jacob's trouble, all right? Barbara said there was never any threat to the public. The incident is just the latest in a series of similar anti-Shem messaging throughout Palm Beach County. All right? So Boca Raton residents. Boca Raton is a city about, I want to say, 30 to 40 minutes south of West Palm Beach. All right? It says in their driveways and front yards January 14th. So it ain't hard for them to do this all in one day. Okay? That was the same day that anti-Shem messages and Nazi swastikas were projected. See, that's the spirit. I didn't even, that's the spirit. That was the same day that anti-Shem messages and Nazi swastika were projected onto the AT&T building in downtown West Palm Beach. I'm not surprised, but to continue to be shocked, Michael Hoffman, CEO of the Jewish Federation of Palm Beach County, said not to be surprised because anti-Shem has been on the rise. Why is that? Because Amalek is being exposed for who they truly are. You so-called 1948ers, man. All right. You call yourself to be the JEWs, but really you're not. Okay. You are the synagogue of Satan. Not surprised because anti-Shem has been on the rise. I'm shocked that it's hitting so close to home because these are not incidents that we are accustomed to in West Palm Beach County and Palm Beach County. That's right, because the Lord's stirring this place up. He's shaking Babylon up, man. Member of the JEW community gathered outside the building Saturday night to condemn the message of hate. They're trying to invoke a kind of fear in our community. Hoffman said, "We will not let them scare us. We will not let acts of hatred and intolerance anti-Shem bring us down." The expression of hate are on the rise in Florida, according to a report from the Anti-Defamation League, ADL. In 2021, the number of reported incidents increased 50% over 2020. The steep rise is concerning Palm Beach County leaders, including State Attorney Dave Ehrenberg. These are the types of actions that affect me, not just as the state attorney, but as a J-wish individual, Ehrenberg said. These individuals want attention, and they're going to continue to do this as long as they garnish attention. But at the same time, they do risk facing charges if they push it too far. All right. So, that's pretty much the article. Okay. These devils is hurt, man. But really, the Lord's just stirring up an adversary against Esau, Edom, man.
Month, words of hate found stuffed into plastic bags, weighed down with wood chips.
I am not surprised, but continue to be shocked.
Michael Hoffman with the Jewish Federation of Palm Beach County calls this an act of hate.
I am shocked that it is hitting so close to home.
The bags left Sunday on multiple cars in the employee parking lot of the Palm Beach County Sheriff's Office. This morning, an active scene.
And you got to understand, what makes them so bold to go to the sheriff's offices and do this, man? Okay? Everything is a psyop. Everything is a psyop. All right?
As deputies, a bomb squad, and hazmat teams.
Now, am I saying that it's for sure, the feds doing this? Not 100%. Okay? But I wouldn't be surprised if it is, man. Because they have to paint the picture to make the men of the Lord to be out to be the bad guys, because they see that all brothers do is hit the precepts, hit the streets, teach, okay, and mind their business and stay out the way, man. Brothers ain't getting into carnality and things of that nature, man. All right? So they gotta try to paint the picture like we are.
While scouring the area.
And see, we don't need to do little petty shit like that, okay? Because that's petty. But the word is what truly cuts deep, man. The word is what consumes Esau, Edom, man. All right. Last camp, these Edomites came up. They were from Britain. All right. One of them could have been a Jake, but nonetheless, this one Edomite, he was hurt, man. You could see it in his face, man. But that's why they're being consumed by the spirit of the Lord's mouth. 2 Thessalonians chapter 2. Verse 8, it says, "And then shall that wicked be revealed, whom the Lord shall consume with the spirit of his mouth." So Esau, Edom is being revealed for being the wicked. And he's being consumed by the spirit of his mouth, by these scriptures, man. See, that's what truly hurts Esau, not carnality. Esau is the king of carnality. You know what I'm saying? But what truly hurts this devil is when you hit him with the precepts, man. Because they know, deep down inside, Esau knows the scriptures are real, man. Okay, because if they didn't, they wouldn't get so in their feelings about it, man. All right? It says, "And shall destroy with the brightness of his coming." That's right. When Yahushua comes back with the angels and the chariots, that's going to be the brightness of his coming. This place is going to be destroyed, along with the nuclear missile fire. All right? Matter of fact, let me get that real quick. Luke 12:49, "I am come to send fire on the earth." That's right. Yahushua is coming back to bring fire on the earth, man. It says, "And what will I if it be already kindled?" Meaning Yahushua back then, during the time of the Romans, he already wanted to bring that fire on the earth. He wanted to bring that destruction back then. All right. But hey, when he comes back, when he brings that fire on the earth, it's also good. There's going to be a lot of hell breaking loose in these streets, man. Like sure say, the fire shall be off sent out again. There's going to be a lot more wildfires, a lot more fires because of, desolation and destruction in the cities when anarchy is in the streets, leading up to the nuclear missile fire, man. Okay? 2 Thessalonians 2:9. Even him who Isaiah 66 and 15 through 17 talks about how the Lord's gonna bring fire with his chariots like a whirlwind, man. All right. It says 2 Thessalonians 2:9. Even him whose coming is after the working of Satan with all power and signs and lying wonders. Right. And the fact that they try to call themselves the J-Wish people, that's a power of signs and lying wonders, man. That's the work of Satan. They're the synagogue of Satan, because here it is, they're claiming to be the people of the Most High, but they're not. Okay? They are the nation of Edom. And like it says in the Zondervan Compact Bible Dictionary, that Edom is the only neighbor of the Israelites who was not promised mercy from the Heavenly Father, man. There's no repentance for you devils, man. Okay? So that's what these are. So your psyops is a part of your lying wonders, man.
Yeah. This happening just one day after members of the Jewish faith gathered to show solidarity against anti-Semitism.
Well, they're trying to invoke a sense of fear in our community.
Hoffman also referring to two other recent incidents, like the dropping of anti-Semitic flyers in driveways in Boca Raton, along with a Nazi swastika projected onto a downtown West Palm Beach building.
These individuals want attention, and they're going to continue to do this as long as they gather attention. But at the same time, they do risk facing charges if they push it too far.
Those charges soon in the works, Ehrenberg says, as he speaks to state legislators about potential new laws to hold these actions accountable.
Like broadcasting messages on a private building without the owner's consent, and strengthening our anti-littering laws so that people who throw these things onto your driveway can at least be held accountable for littering and be hit in the pocketbook.
For now, as leaders investigate what can be done, a new mindset for the Jewish community.
It is frustrating.
And see, they try to claim that as a symbol of being JEW, right? But really, that's the star of Molech.
Like broadcasting messages accountable for littering and be hit in the pocketbook.
For now, as leaders investigate what can be done, a new mindset.
Right here. See, they call it the Star of David, right? The Shield of David. But really, that's the Star of Molech. That's actually a witchcraft symbol. And they use that a lot. And the Judaism faith, which the original Judaism faith is really what we through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shema Shai, what we believe as Israelites, man. Okay, because in the book of Maccabees, it talks about Judaism. But that's the true Judaism. But see, they call it Judaism, but they're following the ways of Amalek. And you see how Esau, he worships a cube too. A cube is also a witchcraft symbol. And in the middle of that star Molech, you see it is the shape of a cube. It's kind of hard for me to zoom in, you know, but, you know, Lord willing, I get a visual. Salakia. As you can see inside is the cube. All right, and that box, that cube is, you know, is a symbolism they use on the left-hand side. All right. It's witchcraft symbolism. But nonetheless, that's, and it got the eagle right there. Esau is known as the eagle, man. That's spiritual.
For the Jewish community.
It is frustrating. But for now, the proper response is for the community to come together like we did last night to send the message that hate is never acceptable in Palm Beach County.
In Palm Beach County, I'm Brianna Nussbaugh, WPTV News Channel 5.
All right. And by the way, Fair Use Act for these videos. I'm not using these videos to make money off of it or nothing like that. Fair Use Act, just want to bring edification. So the point has been made through the spirit. And also, brothers, through the spirit, you know, if you do run into these cops, man, all right, you know, be wise. Titus 3:1, put them in mind to be subject to principalities and powers, to obey magistrates, to be ready to every good work. And that's it. And that's what we got to do. We got to be put in mind to be subject to principalities, man, to the law of the land. These officers, all right, learn to be subject unto them. Move with wisdom. Okay, you know. Romans 13:1, let every soul be subject unto the higher powers, for there is no power but of the Most High. The powers that be are ordained of the Most High. That's right. So we have to be subject unto, you know, these forces, man. Okay, so let's say, for instance, a cop behind you, he want to pull you over. The moment he turns his lights on, just advice of wisdom, depending on your location, your circumstance, of course, you know, you have to also keep that in mind. But let's just say it's a normal drive, cop pull you over. The moment he turns his lights on, the first thing you should be doing is finding a way how to pull over immediately. Pull over immediately. That's going to help you. All right. Just like how when you watch that video, the cop was saying what? They were not cooperative. They were not cooperative. They were not cooperative. Well, see, the Lord teaches us to be cooperative, man, because that's wisdom, man. Okay. That's wisdom. All right. So this is I'm speaking off of experience through the Spirit. Of course, it's all by the Lord's grace and mercy. Okay. And that doesn't change the fact that a cop might hit you with a ticket, might not. But a lot of times through the Spirit, when you follow the scriptures, all right, and you move with wisdom and you agree with your adversary quickly, you pull over. All right. Once you pull over, the cop usually takes a few seconds to come out the car. While he's taking those few seconds to come out the car, reach for your registration, reach for your license. Have that all ready for him or her, whatever. Okay. Have that ready for them so that when they get to your window, boom, right there, license, registration. And that's gonna work on their mind through the Spirit. And that's gonna be like, you know, this guy was very cooperative. You know what? Sir, I'm gonna let you off with a warning. Or sir, you know what? You were doing X amount, this, that, Y, and Z. Sir, you might need to replace your tag, whatever the case might be, whatever it is. A lot of times they'll let you off with a warning because you're following the scriptures, man. And when a man's ways please the Lord, he make even his enemies to be at peace with him. Now, am I guaranteeing that for you? No, the Lord might have something set up for you differently. Okay, but when you follow the scriptures, when you follow the Spirit, you never lose, man. You never lose. Okay? Romans 13:2, whosoever therefore resisted the power, resisted the ordinance of the Most High, and they that resist shall receive to themselves damnation. For rulers are not a terror to good works, but to the evil. Will thou then not be afraid of the power? Do that which is good, and thou shalt have praise of the same. That's right. So if you're doing the right thing, a lot of times those cops will commend you. Okay? Those cops run through a lot of demons, man. They see cops see demons. Cops see demons damn near on a daily, man. Okay? So when they run into a man of the Lord or a member of the flock of Yahweh Shema Shai, that's definitely gonna be a change for them, man. And in their spirit, they'll be like, you know what, hey, this man, something different about him. Just like how they knew about Yahweh Shai, them Roman centurions, when they seen Yahweh Shai give up the ghost and everything that followed after it, how the earthquake came, they said, what? Surely this was the Son of the Most High, man. Okay? So like it says, whosoever therefore resisted the power, resistance, the ordinance of the Most High. That's right. And they that resist shall receive to themselves damnation. So if you try to resist and not be cooperative, you're only asking for damnation, man. All right, just like those dudes, whoever got pulled over, I'm not sure who it was, these jakes got pulled over, and they were trying to resist the cops. And then once the cop bashed his window in, he wanted to say, Yahweh Shema Shai, Yahweh Shema Shai. But the thing is, you weren't doing what Yahweh Shema Shai required you to do prior to that moment happening. Okay? Jake always want to play that I know my rights type spirit. Man, that's not for us on this side, man. That's for them Edomites, man. Esau could get away with some shit like that. You got some Jakes out there who know stuff like that, this and the third, but that ain't the type of spirit we need to be in, man. Okay? Just follow the scriptures. You'll never go wrong. Romans 13:4 says, for he is the minister of the Most High to thee for good. But if thou do that which is evil, be afraid, for he beareth not the sword in vain. That's right. Them cops, when them cops pull them triggers, man, they not bearing that sword in vain. They're not giving you warning shots. They're shooting to kill, man. Okay? So, hey, we got to move with wisdom. We got to teach this word. We got to feed the flock. Some brothers got families to come home to, man. We don't got all day to be wasting time with these cops, man. Just be wise, apply the scriptures, man. All right, it says, for he beareth not the sword in vain, for he is the minister of the Most High, and a revenger to execute wrath upon him that doeth evil. That's right. Esau is known as the Most High sword. So when them cops shooting Jake down in the street, that's the Most High's wrath upon him that doeth evil. It says, wherefore you must needs be subject not only for wrath, but also for conscience sake. That's right. Okay. We read Matthew 10:16. Let's get another one. This is the book of Sirach, Ecclesiastes 9:13. It says, keep thee far from the man that hath the power to kill. So shalt thou not doubt the fear of death. And if thou come unto him, make no fault, lest he take away thy life presently. Remember that thou goest in the midst of snares, and that thou walkest upon the battlements of the city. That's right. So keep thee far from the man that hath the power to kill. All right, you see these police, move wisely around these cops. Don't fucking give them extra hell or unnecessary problems. Just get out the way. Take the low. All right? Take the low. You know what I'm saying? You get pulled over by a cop, Like it says, make no fault lest he take away thy life presently, man. This is real life stuff, man. Brothers have been pulled over and had guns drawn on them, man. Okay? Brothers in the truth. All right? So we need to move with wisdom. It says, remember that thou goest in the midst of snares. These devils trying to snare us up. They're trying to trap us up. Shit, what's going on with this anti-Shem propaganda? That's probably a snare against the men of Yahweh B'Shem Shai. All right, it says, and that thou walkest upon the battlements of the city. That's right, man. So we got to move with wisdom, man. All right. Let me get another one. Ecclesiastes chapter 10 and verse 4 says, if the spirit of the ruler rise up against thee, leave not thy place, for yielding pacified the great offenses. That's right. So if, the police got a problem with you, okay, yield, take the low. All right. Don't try to flee and run off. And this can also apply to any situation with if the spirit of a ruler rises up against you. Let's say, somebody got an issue with you, right? And they're in a seat of authority. The best thing to do is to yield, all right, and talk it out. And that'll pacify great offenses, man. That's why the scriptures tell us to do what? In Matthew 5 and 25, there's a precept. The Wadi B'Shem Shai, I almost forgot about this one. Agree with thine adversary quickly. Matthew 5 and 25. Agree with thine adversary quickly, whilst thou art in the way with him. Lest at any time the adversary deliver thee to the judge, and the judge deliver to the officer, and thou be cast into prison. Verily I say unto thee, thou shalt by no means come out thence till thou hast paid the uttermost farthing. That's right. So you gonna do you did the crime, you're gonna do the time, man. All right. So hey, I believe the point has been made through the spirit. Everything is a psyop, and I wanted to get this one last thing through the spirit, just going into what a psyop is. All right, psyop. It's an acronym, if I'm not mistaken, which is a psychological warfare. All right. Calling by Shemel Shai 1044. But in a simple way, it says psyops. Military operations usually aimed at influencing the enemy's state of mind through non-combative means, such as distribution or leaflets. Right. So the point being what? That's non-combative, right? They're not necessarily fighting, taking up arms, fighting against anybody, but they're influencing the enemy's mind through non-combative means, doing a little petty stuff with anti-Shem propaganda. See, we don't need propaganda. All we need is the scriptures. Matter of fact, let's go into the word propaganda. Propaganda, information, especially of a biased or misleading nature, used to promote a political cause or a point of view. This dissemination of propaganda as a political strategy. Okay, that's right. So that's the point right there. Okay. It says, one example of psyops is propaganda, a type of communication or advertising that aims to influence the target's group way of thinking or decision making. Ultimately, the goal of propaganda campaign is to compel a population to take action in line with a specific message by introducing influential information. That's right. So what are the messages that they're trying to influence the population? To hate people who hate Amalek. And, you know who they want to put at the top of that list. Okay. Check the Southern Poverty Law Center, But hey, Lord willing, this lesson was edifying. I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Rakakwadash, honor to the apostle, others, great mills from every well. Peace and blessings to like to Israel. Shalom and above all.